Ever heard of a creature that can, like, steal your heart? And I don't mean, metaphorically. I mean, literally rip it right out of your chest.
Yeah, it sounds like something straight out of a horror movie, right?
Yeah, totally. But that's exactly what we're diving into today. This idea that something can take not just your life, but your very essence, your heart.
Chilling stuff.
Definitely chilling. So, welcome to Iranian Things, episode number 122. I'm Q Mars.
And I'm Naz.
And every week, we kind of take you guys on this journey into the lesser-known parts of Iranian culture. We're talking folklore, mythology, the occasional cryptid, the fun stuff.
Yeah, all the spooky, mysterious things that keep us up at night.
Exactly. And today, we're really going deep on a figure that just embodies that darkness, the intrigue of Iranian folklore. This figure is called Siher.
Siher. Even the name itself sounds ominous, doesn't it?
Yes, Siher. It does, actually. It sends shivers down my spine.
Mm-hmm.
So who exactly is this Siher? What's the story?
Well, Siher is kind of like a predator. She roams around specifically targeting young people, but she doesn't just, attack them physically. The real horror is how she steals hearts. And I mean that literally.
Wait, literally? Like she cuts open their chest and takes their heart?
No, not quite. She has this gaze, this power in her eyes that lets her reach into someone's chest and just pull their heart out. It's almost hypnotic, I guess.
Wow, that's creepy.
Yeah, and people believe that when she takes the heart, she also takes their soul, and that leads to death.
So she doesn't even need to physically touch you to kill you.
Yeah.
Just a look and your heart's gone. That's terrifying.
It is. Imagine someone looking at you and you just feel your essence being ripped away.
I don't even want to imagine that.
Yeah.
So she takes these hearts, right? Where does she put them? What does she do with them?
Well, stories say she keeps them in a basket she carries around.
A basket of hearts. Like, is it a trophy collection or something?
Yeah. It's less about trophies and more about her insatiable hunger. That's what Siher embodies, this constant pursuit of hearts, a desire that can never truly be satisfied.
So she's always hungry, always craving more hearts.
Right.
I guess that makes sense with the whole predator thing you were saying.
Exactly. And it's actually this hunger, this endless need for more that leads to her downfall.
Oh, interesting. So there's a way to stop her? She doesn't get away with this forever.
Right. According to the stories, Siher doesn't just steal hearts. It goes even deeper than that.
Okay, I'm listening. What else does she do?
So the story goes that on the first night, after someone becomes her victim, Siher goes back to their grave, digs up the body, and revives them.
She brings them back to life.
In a way, yeah, but it's not out of kindness or anything like that. It's this twisted thing she does. She makes the deceased walk, then run for 3 nights straight.
Like a zombie marathon.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It all culminates with her grabbing their hands, lifting them up, and vanishing with them. No one knows where they go after that.
So not only does she steal your heart and your soul, but she also kind of steals your body and makes you do her bidding even after you're dead.
Pretty much. It's like a second, even more horrifying death.
Man, this Seer's just bad news all around. But I did read that there are ways for people to fight back, right, to protect themselves from her. Like, what did people do to avoid becoming her next victim?
Yeah, there were certain things people did, like they would wear lead beads and these really narrow bands as protection. They thought it would ward off Siher's influence.
So kind of like talismans to keep her away.
Exactly. It shows just how deep the fear of Siher ran in the culture. People were desperate to find anything that could protect them from her.
Yeah, I can see that. But what about fighting her directly? Is there any way to stop her once she's already set her sights on someone?
Well, there was this belief that if you knew Siher was going after a particular grave, you could ambush her in the graveyard. People would arm themselves with knives and recite prayers while waiting for her to show up.
Okay, that sounds intense. So they just wait there in the graveyard, ready to fight this heart-stealing creature.
Yeah, and when the revived person started running, they would stab their knives into the ground, trapping Siher and saving the deceased.
Wow, that takes some serious courage. Confronting something like Siher head-on. It all sounds like something straight out of a horror movie.
It definitely does.
But there's got to be more to Siher than just being this terrifying monster,
Yeah.
right? What kind of moral lessons or symbolism did people attach to her?
You're right, there's always a deeper meaning in these folk tales. Siher's story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition and letting our desires control us.
So she's like a representation of what happens when we let greed and desire take over.
Exactly. Her never-ending hunger for hearts, her inability to be satisfied, it ultimately destroys her. It's a warning to be careful of what we crave and how far we're willing to go to get it.
Makes sense. It's like, be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it and then it might destroy you.
Yeah, there's definitely that element to it.
So we've talked about her actions, her motives, but what about her appearance? What did people say Siher looked like?
Oh, she's described as this 50-year-old woman with a broad nose, an ugly face, coarse hair, and she wears a veil and Arab clothing. Oh, and she always carries a dagger with her, in addition to that basket of hearts.
Wow, so she's not just terrifying in what she does, but also in how she looks, the whole package.
Exactly. It's all part of building that image of fear and dread.
I'm curious about the Arab clothing detail.
Hmm.
Is there a specific reason why she's described that way?
That's a good question. It could be a reflection of, historical interactions and cultural exchanges between different groups in the region. Or maybe it was just a way to make her seem even more foreign, more other, which adds to her mystique and makes her even more frightening.
Right, like she's not just from some unknown realm, but she's also representing something culturally different, something outside the norm. That
Yeah.
definitely adds to the fear factor.
Yeah.
And the fact that she targets young people, that's interesting too. Is that just because they're easier prey? Or is there something more to it?
I think there's a deeper meaning there. It could symbolize the loss of innocence, the transition from youth to adulthood, and the dangers that come with that. Young people are often seen as more vulnerable, more susceptible to temptation, and see her preying on them could represent that.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like a warning to be aware of the dangers out there, especially when you're young and maybe not as experienced with the world.
Right. There are things lurking in the shadows, and see her embodies that fear of the unknown.
Wow. This has been a really fascinating deep dive into the world of Seer. And I mean, we've covered so much from her heart-stealing rituals to the moral lessons people took from her story and even her appearance. It's been a wild ride,
It has. Siher is such a complex and intriguing figure.
definitely. What stands out to you the most about her? Let us know in the comments. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more explorations of Iranian culture.
And if you're interested in learning more about other mythical creatures from Iran, check out our episode on divs, the demons of Persian mythology. Or you can browse our playlist that's dedicated to all these amazing beings.
Yeah, we've got a ton of content on all things mythical and mysterious. We'd love to hear your thoughts and interpretations of Seer's story. So, until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep those hearts safe.
Stay safe out there.
And don't let Seer get you.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.